This is part 2 of the first video, and not only that, people don't realize that they're spirits that live in the sun. You know, like plasma beings. Like plasma is in your blood, the spirit of your blood. Your blood is the nafs or the spirit of you, and the plasma on the sun, the liquid portion of the sun, like lava or magma, like that's the Earth's blood. It's actually a spirit too, and the next phase of living, be it etheric or semi-incorporeal or corporeal in the flesh, the designs and the dynamics of that is outlined within the sun's transmission of its plasma and its rays. We've been hearing about plasma spewing from the sun for the past couple of years. That's because whatever lives in the sun is trying to communicate to the people on the planet that there's going to be a necessary change. Not only that, it's also signaling that it knows that Nibiru is coming through, the New Jerusalem called Nibiru. And what it is that everything that lives on the planet Earth, it gets what it got to get from the sun. And so when we eat certain plants, really don't really matter what it is. When we eat certain plants, though, we get light codes. Certain plants absorb the sun's light more efficiently than others, based on the chloroplasts that contain the chlorophyll and their ability to trap the light from the sun enough for the sun's rays to become one with the corporeal manifestation of those plants. And so what happens is that we get actual messages from the sun itself. For the Lord God is a sun and a shield. And so the same way the plant itself is shielded from the damaging rays of the sun, if you don't have that, the plant's ability to resist the sun and have a shield from it, that's imbued into you for as much as we are what we eat. So when we're able to eat certain plants that are able to tolerate the sun due to their consumption of the minerals that are more conductive of the sun's rays and lights rather than being destroyed by immediate contact with it, which is not a bad thing either, because to be destroyed by the sun on immediate contact means you can step away from the sun and go into a mutated stage to mutate and evolve until you are able to get into it. But the key thing is to be able to consume certain things that are able to go into the sun, which is why certain people eat meat. Maybe you're like, yo, I can't really go in the sun and get it, so I'll go get something that went out into the sun. I'll go get something that went out into the sun, and when it brings this energy back to me, I'll get it through that, like a third person or a third party. But with that being said, though, this is getting to be where I realize that there's something, or there's some things that, you know, people need to know that are coming through the sun's light. And I was lucky enough to actually come across the information, and I was lucky enough to actually come across it last night. And it's getting to be to a point where I'm realizing that I don't even have time to actually get into it. And that's not by chance or by accident either. But it's just, I don't know. I'm just really realizing that I say I eat meat, it just drains me. And potato chips get me too. I try to not eat the potato chips. Potato chips broke me down. I ate some daggone potato chips, and like I say, I try not to eat anything that has emotions, because anything that has emotions, it's gonna get to you, and that includes people too. You don't want to eat no people, because people's emotions get on you, you know, and they can be emotionally in a certain emotional gear. You might be in a non-emotional detached gear, but then, you know, that can get to you. So what you want to do is you want to kind of, like, you know, be real, you know, real discerning in what you choose, because even though potato chips is just potatoes, it's what they put in it. So I'm really leaning towards getting me a wok. I want to get me a wok. I had some bok choy. I can't find bok choy no more. I bought bok choy for $2.47 for like a little stalk, a few stalks, and I ain't gonna lie, the next day I buffed up. Like, yo, like never before. I can't find the bok choy now, and that's gonna be happening a lot. I ain't gonna be able to find bok choy. Is like the Chinese cabbage. I just want to get some bok choy. I'm gonna have to go to another whole part of town to go to the daggone the Walmart to get the bok choy. They probably got the bok choy. One thing about vegetables though, you ain't gotta worry about them being a shortage because nobody buys it. So it really be a whole lot of it. You'll have a hard time finding meat in the refrigerated section, because people are running for that. They going for that off gate. That's gonna be one of the first things to run out. And then when they can't get no meat, they'll start running out for people. It's gonna end up being meat. Like I said, the whole deal with the zombie movies is that it's not gonna be so much that, you know, people are, well, I ain't gonna say what it ain't gonna be, but I'll say what it will be if people that, you know, we have cell phones and certain things, but we don't use them though. We don't use them to the extent to which we could actually, you know, because I don't know. I do know, but I don't want to elaborate on it and enumerate on what the points are right now. But I will go so far as to say that at this point in time, I just realized that for me, I've always known this. But if you don't have nobody else around you doing it, then it's not going to be a plausible action for you to take, and you're not going to do it. That's why it's good to do things in numbers. I mean, it is. I hate to say it, but I mean, and that's only because I've been living a solitary life as of recently, where most of what I endeavor to do, I embark upon those things on my own. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been kind of steadfast in it. But to make those things come to fruition and to make them be something that's actually a reality and not just a whole bunch of talk and chatter like me talking right now, you know, it takes a force. You know, it takes a number of people, you know, sometimes a nation, you know, to move in a direction like that to where it can become a reality. And it's not just something that, you know, I'm contemplating or fathoming, but I really want it to be what it is. So it takes a whole lot more effort though. But I ain't gonna lie though, as recently, I ain't gonna lie, I can't explain it. Part 3, part 4 coming up.